all season, like we needed a reminder, right? Hello and welcome to Carver Arena. I'm Lee Hall. This is the home, the capital, if you will, of Illinois high school basketball for the next 2 weekends. We begin with the 1A and 2A boys. Lewistown back here to start things off in 1A. They finished fourth a year ago, trying to improve on that. Woodlawn making their first ever state appearance. Here for the call of our first 1A semifinal, Kurt Pegler and Cal Hubbard.
Thank you, Lee. Indeed, welcome inside Carver Arena and our look at America's original March Madness. It's Class 1A Boys Basketball State Semifinal Friday. Kurt Pegler along with former Normal University High head coach Cal Hubbard. And Cal, interesting matchup in Game 1. We've got Lewistown, who took 7 decades to get to state, which they finally did last year, and now making a repeat performance. And we've got the Woodlawn Cardinals at 29-1 in their first ever trip here to state.
First ever trip, very exciting, especially in the semifinals. It's an unbelievably exciting time for both schools. Both teams are very capable. Lewistown a little surprised to be here, but I think Woodlawn was expecting to be here all the time, so it should be a very fine first semifinal game. Well,
let's tell the viewers on how both these teams made their way here to Carver Arena, the road to the Final Four. First for Woodlawn, the Cardinals won the regional final by beating Farina South Central. That was for their own Woodlawn Regional Championship, then beat Altamont and Red Hill for the Bridgeport Sectional Championship, and then on Tuesday night took out Oakville for the Carbondale Super Sectional to make their way to state. Lewistown's road to Peoria included a victory over Havana to win the Bushnell Regional, and then they took out state-ranked Orion and Berry Western to win the Lewistown Sectional on their home floor before beating Winchester West Central in the Jacksonville Super Sectional on Tuesday. We talk about some key players for today's Class 1A state semifinal game. We'll talk first about Woodlawn. The Cardinals have a pair of brothers on the team, and one of them, Bronson Verhines, is a terrific ball player.
Right. Bronson is an outstanding all-around player, not just a shooter, not just scorer. He's a leading scorer and rebounder, but he does a lot of the little things. He plays defense, he runs the floor. He's just an exceptional player on a very balanced team.
Meanwhile, the strength of the Lewistown Indians, without question, is at their perimeter, and they've got a very fine guard in Quentin Hatfield.
The perimeters for Lewistown are their strength. The key factor with Quentin is that he gets to the free throw line a lot. He shoots the ball well from the outside, and he's also been the leader in the off-season as well as during the season. I think he's a big reason why they came.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the keys to this afternoon's game. Let's break it down for the viewers here. Cal, what are the keys for Woodlawn to be successful?
For Woodlawn to be successful, they're going to have to contain the perimeter players for Lewistown, because if they get hot, they'll cause a lot of problems. And they're going to have to play their game. And Woodlawn likes to take the ball to the basket, be very strong with the basketball, full court game, and they also are going to have to continually be concerned about what's going on in the rebounding. All coaches are concerned about that, and these are no different.
Meanwhile, what's Lewistown's keys?
Rebound. Coach Hatfield is continuously trying to control these big kids and see how they rebound. They want to make sure their defense is strong, and they want to have fun this year. They didn't feel like they had as much fun last night. Last year there was a lot of pressure on them, and today they think they should be able to play with a little bit more enthusiasm and have a good time.
Lewistown trying to better their fourth place finish from a year ago. Woodlawn in their first ever state appearance. Stay tuned. Class A boys basketball is up next, live from Carver Arena on the IHSA television network.
Dreams and teams. It starts in places like these, backyards and playgrounds. From Carbondale to Chicago, Quincy to Danville, they dream of the IHSA tournament. And for 40 years, Country Insurance and Financial Services has been here too, proud to support their goals and yours.
This is our country.
For the best accommodations and customer service Peoria has to offer, choose the hotels at Grand Prairie. The whole family will enjoy Country Inn and Suites' family-friendly atmosphere. For luxurious extended stays, Candlewood Suites is your home away from home. And Wingate by Wyndham has state-of-the-art amenities to accommodate even the busiest business traveler. Situated among the finest shopping, dining, and entertainment venues in Peoria, the hotels at Grand Prairie have something for everyone.
Back live at Carver Arena, 29-1, Woodlawn, the Cardinals, against the 25-7 Indians of Lewistown High School. Class 1A boys basketball state semifinal here in Peoria. and we are glad you are alongside for high school hoops in the heartland. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard, and our IHSA Television Network crew, Lee Hall, will be roaming our sidelines to give you some sideline reporting throughout the course of this 2 days as we crown a new state champion in Class 1A boys basketball. Semifinal Friday. There's nothing quite like it, is there?
It is. I think it's the most exciting afternoon of basketball played in IHSA state tournament. It's cool for both teams, and it should be an exciting afternoon.
Let's meet both teams. And to do that, our public address announcer here at Carver Arena is Paul Herzog.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Station in the city of Peoria, welcome to Carver Arena for America's original March Madness. The semifinal game in Class 1A for 2009 features the Woodland Cardinals, a record of 29-1, and the Lewistown Indians, a record of 25-7. At this time, we ask you to please stand, and to honor America, please pause for a moment, remove your caps, and a moment of silence for the men and women of the armed forces serving us here and around the world, away from their families, protecting our freedom. Thank you as we thank them. And now please address the flag with your hand over your heart as our soloist, Leah Shryock of Newton Community High School, leads us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming? And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, let's meet the teams in this semifinal contest. The non-starters for Woodlawn, a 6'1 junior, number 10, Kirk Dunbar. A 5'11 junior, number 11, John Cavender. A 5'11 sophomore, 14, Jeremy Aparicio. A 5'9 senior, 15, Jesse Hart. A 6' junior, 25, Christian McNeil. A 5'10 senior, 30, Luke Simmons. 6'1 senior, 33, Jordan Wareheim. And a 6'7 sophomore, 35, Josh Wiggs. And now for Lewistown, a 5'10 junior, 10, Risty Johnson. A 5'7 sophomore, 14, Austin Howarder. A 5'9 sophomore, 22, Matt Sepich. 5'10 junior, 24, Tyler Clear. A 6' sophomore, 30, Zach Duncan. 6'4 junior, 32, Trevor Schubert. 5'9 sophomore, 34, Carl Parrish. 6'3 sophomore, 42, Kevin Battefeld. And a 6'4 sophomore, 44, Zach Riley. Now let's meet the starting lineups for this semifinal contest. At a guard for Woodlawn, a 6-foot sophomore, 24, Dawson Verhines. At a guard for Lewistown, a 6-foot senior, number 2, Scott Parrish. Another guard for the Cardinals, a 5'10 junior, 31, Casey Hammond. Another guard for the Indians, a 6'1 junior, 4, Quinton Hatfield. At center for Woodlawn, a 6-foot senior, 40, Kyle Bolt. A third guard for Lewistown, a 5'11 senior, 12, Brent Burrows. At a forward for the Cardinals, a 6'3 senior, 21, Jace Green. At center for Lewistown, a 6'9 junior, 50, Joseph Jugovic. At a forward for Woodlawn, a 6'5 senior, 22, Bronson Verhines. And the forward for Lewistown, a 6'4 junior, 20, Eon Simpson. Head coach for Woodlawn in his 13th year, a record there of 254 and 116, Shane Witzel. Assistant coach, Nathan Bolt. Head coach for Lewistown, 16 years, 7 for the Indians, a record of 132 and 73, Brad Hatfield. Assistant coaches, Joey McLaughlin, Mike Osborne, and Jay Valencia. As the players and coaches wish each other good luck at center court, the IHSA Board of Directors and member schools expect and promote good sportsmanship from all athletes, coaches, students, parents, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials doing what's right in a positive manner. No other state in America can claim the rich history and tradition that's been generated by March Madness in Illinois. It's America's original March Madness. Please direct your attention to the arena floor and meet the officials for this game. The referee from Byron, Gary Gullett. From Rockford, Jim Irvin. And from Loves Park, Patrick Burke. Presenting the game ball for the semifinal game will be Carl Spence, Ameren Illinois Utilities, one of the sponsors of the March Madness experience. We thank Ameren for their contribution to the greatest single high school sporting event in the land.
And the team shake hands at center court. That's brought to you by Walgreens. Exchanging handshakes, showing good sportsmanship. Walgreens is a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right Good Sportsmanship campaign. Cardinals of Woodlawn at 29-1, ranked 3rd in the state. The Lewistown Indians flying under the radar. Nobody expected them to be here, but they are at 25-7. Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Meyer. Check us out at Shop for More at Meyer.com. Hammonds, Verhines, Aparicio, Green, Bolt, Hatfield. Again, the lineups dominated by perimeter players. Hatfield, Burrows, Parrish, Simpson, Jugovic. Big fella for Lewistown. Could be a factor. He's a big body in there, Coach.
Big bodies are always tough to handle, especially around the basket, and I think Woodlawn's going to have to do a good job of boxing them off the boards.
We had Aparicio in as one of the Woodlawn starters. That's incorrect. Both Verhines are in, Bronson and Dawson Verhines. A pair of brothers. One's a senior, one is a sophomore. The senior, Bronson Verhines, 6'5", 175. He will jump center. Woodlawn in their road red uniforms with white trim. Lewistown in the home whites with red trim. Both these teams have red and white on the floor, a lot of red and white in the stands as well, and we're underway with the Woodlawn Cardinals. Their first ever trip to state and our first possession of this basketball game after winning the opening tap. Casey Hamm is going to try the first shot. His 3 rims off, and it's cleared by Scott Parrish. He was the 6th man last year for Lewistown, but has played very well now as a starter for the Indians.
They say he has accepted his role very well, and he's one of the keys to the team's success. Here's
Burrows to the baseline, hangs, fires, and banked it in. Brent Burrows, who averaged just under 2 points per game last year as a reserve player at 1.9, is at 12-6 a game, so he's really stepped it up here.
Wow.
And now a nice little floater in the lane for Dawson Verhines, his first points of the night.
Very athletic move to the basket. You cannot allow dribble penetration if you want to be successful defensively. And first 2 possessions we've had dribble penetration.
Burrows tries the 3. It's cleared by Bolt. Here comes Woodlawn back up the floor, right down the lane. Verhines all the way up and missed the shot. Tipped around. Ball is still free. That's Jace Green comes down with it. His kick out now goes to the top. Second chance opportunity for the Cardinals.
Both teams are attacking the rim right now, trying to feel one another out.
Bolt left open. His foul line jumper is in. Kyle Bolt, 6 foot, 205, wide body with a soft touch. He averages 5 points and 4 rebounds a game.
It looks like the old high post split. Pass, let people go by, turn and score.
And he had the open look, then he knocked it down. Woodlawn has its first lead at 4-2. Brad Hatfield, the Lewistown Indians head coach, employing his team to move the ball. Here's Jugovic inside off the glass. Had a big super sectional game, but couldn't get that one to fall.
It was a good post-up move. Made a strong move to the basket, just didn't get it to drop.
Bolt's going to try again from the baseline. Can't get it. That one's cleared down by Simpson. Back come the Indians now. 4-2, we're just underway. We've played 2 minutes of the first class 1A state semifinal here at Carver Arena. Taking it to the basket, scoring. 3-point opportunity for Quentin Hatfield. So the first time he touches the ball, he makes something happen.
And it was a quick swing of the basketball, and they hit the trailer on the fast break, swung the ball, and Quentin took the ball strong to the basket and finished and got the foul. It was a very athletic move to the basket.
Well, we mentioned that Lewistown making its first appearance at state last year in 68 years. This year they're repeating. It was a family affair last year for the Hatfields. Quentin was on the team, his older brother Clayton on the team. Of course, his father, Brad, is the head coach. His wife, Carrie, teaches at the school as well. And they have a twin sister, Quentin does, that plays on the girls' team. So let's face it, the Hatfields live and die with basketball in the Lewistown community.
I can understand that. The interesting thing about it is Quentin has taken this team under his wing. He was the only one with any experience last year, and he's a big reason that they're back to the state tournament this year.
Bronson Verhines knocks down that jumper. It's 6-5. Woodlawn with the lead. This is Parrish at the top. Simpson in trouble, kicks it back out. Parrish is going to penetrate. Down low, Jugovic. Can't finish. Offensive rebound, though. Indians keep it alive, and we've got a whistle, a travel violation. First turnover of the game.
He's got the ball hung up on his hip, but 2 really good post-ups.
Timeout on the floor. Woodlawn with an early lead. Just under 5 minutes to go first quarter. Back with more from Carver Arena after these local messages.
Well, yeah, they've been really important for our program, and they've worked hard to get themselves into this position, and I'm happy for them because they're good kids. They've worked extremely hard, and it's rewarding for them to get to this point.
Shane Witzel bringing his alma mater to its first ever state appearance. He graduated from Woodlawn High School in 1988. He played baseball at Murray State. He said he's a baseball guy. He signed a minor league contract with the Cincinnati Reds. Said it was the biggest thrill of his life until this weekend when he takes his alma mater to the state tournament. Basketball has a way of doing that to you, doesn't it,
It sure does. It's exciting. Both teams so far are trying to establish the inside game and in the lane. You can see that's the way most teams are built, to establish the inside, and then you can go outside.
Now we've got contact and a foul. Jace Green drew contact. It looks like he's going to get a couple of foul shots if they determine that he was in the act of shooting. Maybe not. Ball's going to be out of bounds. But the foul is going to be on Scott Parrish.
check that. Ian Simpson guilty of the foul. Again, the first against the Indians, our first here of the afternoon. We're just underway. First state semifinal, Class 1A boys basketball here in Peoria. Woodlawn in its first ever trip to state. Lewistown making its second consecutive trip. Nice catch and shoot that time. Josh Wiggs, who just checked into the game. Sophomore center, 6'7", 195, showing good hands and good footwork there.
At the same time, the 6'9" kid, Jurgovic, came out of the game for Lewistown, so it made a mismatch inside.
And the Woodlawn advantage is 3 at 8-5. Here's Burrows, penetrates, hangs, fires, drew contact. We got a foul on Woodlawn. Good first step, quick step for Brent Burrows. As you get a look at Brad Hatfield's second consecutive appearance. Last year the Indians finished fourth, a 31-win team. 1940 the last time they were at state. That was a super sectional appearance way back when. They went 68 years between trips to state, and now back-to-back trips to Carver Arena for Lewistown. About 40 miles west of Peoria and Fulton County, and they've brought a boatload of people. Three-point shot is missed by Parrish. Ball tried, but unsuccessfully, to be saved before it went out of bounds.
I'm impressed with the ball movement for both teams. Lewistown's getting good inside movement, swinging the basketball, and got a couple of easy post-ups that haven't been converted. But Woodlawn is attacking the basket just like their coach said they would. They continually take it at the hole.
Woodlawn, 4 of 7 from the floor, so shooting 57% to open this basketball game with the ball and a three-point advantage. Here's Wiggs again. Cardinals showing some nice patience here offensively. It's Verhines. Tried to slip a pass down, and the ball is out of bounds as the two Verhines brothers tried to connect on that play. Ball is off of Bronson and out of bounds. A turnover against the Cardinals. Now we're seeing Kyle Bolt re-enter the game along with Jesse Hart for the Cardinals. They come in, and the Verheyen brothers are leaving the game.
They come in waves, and they're going to be able to keep fresh legs into the fourth quarter.
Well, Shane Witzel talked about that with us yesterday at the shoot-around, that they made a commitment in the offseason. They were going to play 8 or 9 guys, and that was going to be one of their strengths, is they were going to be able to go deep.
Yeah, it's easy to make that decision when you have 8 or 9 guys that can play. And that's what he felt that he needed, was that kind of a rotation on his bench.
Good work on the offensive glass for Zach Riley, this sophomore who's going to get to the free throw line. You take a look at the team comparisons. Woodlawn just a little bit more prolific at scoring, but nearly identical field goal percentages. Woodlawn a better foul shooting team, and Lewistown a better free throw shooting team. And Riley, who his coach called his team's best post defender, to the free throw line.
Riley is an excellent defender in the post, and that's right now they need somebody helping in the post as the flex is being run offensively by Woodlawn.
Second foul shot is missed and off. Looks like off of Lewistown and out of bounds. Maybe Ian Simpson got his hand on it. And so he splits the foul shots, does Riley, and we have an 8-6 game. Woodlawn with a 2-point lead in the basketball. And Lewistown's going to try to quickly get a couple of subs in. So the big fella's going to come back in. Jugovic comes in, as does Kevin Batafeld. We're seeing the sophomore forward for the first time. He comes in. And back to the bench goes Zach Riley and Ian Simpson for Lewistown.
In the first couple of minutes of a state tournament game especially, kids expend a lot of energy. It's good to get them a blow after about 3 minutes so they can get their second win.
Indians appear to be in a bit of a zone here, Coach, huh?
There is a zone that's trapping in the corners. Looks like it's a 2-3 match of some sort. Change the tempo, keep them from cutting to the basket so much.
Cardinals trying to attack the zone. Here's Bolt. His short jumper is off the back of the rim, no good, and cleared by Burrows, who's played an active first quarter. Spins at the timeline. Slips a pass down to Jugovic, who finishes. Nicely done. Brent Burrows, the penetration and the assist, and we're even at 8.
Ball has to be stopped, and Burrows did a nice job of taking it as deep as he could.
Casey Hammond's first shot is no good, off the back of the iron and out of bounds. The Cardinals will maintain possession. And 3 subs coming back in. We're seeing the starters, Jay Screen, Bronson Verhines, and Dawson Verhines re-enter the game now for the 29-1 Cardinals.
Jugovic is going to make a problem on the matchups. He's 6'9" against 6 feet, and if the guards are as smooth as we've heard they are, they're going to be able to get the ball in good scoring positions. It's just a matter of whether he can finish or not.
Well, Brad Hatfield, the Lewistown head coach, told us yesterday that he knew it was going to be a little rough sledding initially. They were rough around the edges offensively because their perimeter players were so far ahead of their post players early in the season that he was just kind of buying some time until his post players could get kind of up to speed with their guards. And now it has happened, obviously, in the last couple of weeks of the season. However, there's a turnover against the Indians, and Woodlawn's going to get it.
And he did a really good job of giving those kids time to develop. And he had 4 players that he was rotating in and out. And he feels like they're a strong interior team now where they had not been when the season started.
Verhines, baseline jumper, rims out. Jugovic comes away with it. I think you've really got to tip your hat to the Indians. Obviously, they came to state last year, but they lost 4 of the 5 starters from that team.
Right.
And they lost 50 points and 25 rebounds per game in those 4 starters. And so they've completely retooled their team, and they're back here at state. Offensive rebound, Jugovic can't get it. Ball is still loose. Verhines clears. That's Bronson Verhines who comes down with it. Lewistown is a team that not many people thought would be making a return trip to Carver Arena. And for Woodlawn, they've never really had a state conversation before because this is their first ever appearance. Here's Jace Green from the outside. He knocks down a triple. Jace Green with the first 3-point make of the game. He has now just made 6 3-pointers on the season. Just 5 of 18 from the 3-point land coming into this game, but made some critical jump shots in their super sectional victory. In fact, he was really praised by the Woodlawn coaching staff for making such big baskets in crunch time on Tuesday night. Under a minute to go here. Burrows is going to try to answer. His 3 rims out. Jugovic, good offensive rebound. He got great position in there.
One of the reasons they are back is Jugovic, the way he's come across this season, but he's now an effective low post player. And the 6'9" kid, he moved in this year after the last season, so that does help a little bit.
And he's just a junior, so he'll be back for another year as he's trying to get his feet wet in the post position. And another 3 for Green. He's hit 2 from the same spot on the floor.
In the 2-3 zone, the weakness is the wing area and getting out and covering the shooters. And as you can see, he's had 2 wide open looks and he's hit them. You're going to have to change your coverage.
Final seconds, first period. Burrows can't get it, but we've got a whistle and a foul under the basket. And it looks like it's going to go against Jugovic of the Indians. Indeed it is. So now with 4.6 left on the clock, it's going to be Woodlawn with an opportunity to score before the first quarter buzzer. Dawson Verhines now across the timeline. Green, he's got the hot hand. He couldn't make his 3rd consecutive 3.
Better challenge that time.
He hit a couple of triples, and he's given Woodlawn a first quarter advantage. 14-10 through 8 minutes of action. Back with more from Carver Arena after these network messages.
This IHSA telecast is brought to you by Country Financial. For a no-obligation insurance and financial review, call the Country Financial representative near you. At Country, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
And welcome back to Carver Arena. Woodlawn, a 4-point lead over Lewistown here after 1 quarter. And one of the great things about the state tournament is the great fans who come out. Alan Dale from Manly has been doing that since 1965, is that right?
66.
66. And how many have you missed?
Haven't missed a one since then. I started when I was a freshman in high school.
And how did that all start?
I was lucky enough to dress for our varsity then, and our school always took the team to the state tournament. And we sat in the top row at Assembly Hall.
What keeps you coming back 44 years in a row?
I think it's the crowd, the spirit of competition. I started bringing my kids when they were 8. Now I'm bringing my grandkids, and I got my dad here, and we got 4 generations today.
That's what makes Illinois basketball the best. Thanks a lot, Alan Dale. Kurt, back over to you.
Thank you, Lee. Indeed, it is a family affair, and now you've got multiple generations from the same family enjoying high school basketball here at the state level. Just underway here, second quarter, and we've got a 3-point opportunity, it looks like, for Lewistown. Take a look at our first quarter numbers. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Perhaps the biggest thing that jumps out there, Cal, Woodlawn has a couple of 3s off the fingertips of Jace Green, and that's why they've got the advantage.
That's why they've got the advantage. On the last possession, I think that they had a 3-point shot, and they were trying to keep Jugovic off the boards. And he is really causing concern for Woodlawn right now.
And now an outside jumper goes down for Quentin Hatfield. And so suddenly Lewistown turned that into a nice possession. You get a couple of baskets on the same trip down the floor, huh?
Yeah, 5-point swing. That helps.
Oh, answering with a nice soft touch is Bronson Verhines. Caught it and shot it right from the foul line.
He's a big part of their offense. He's not been a big part of the offense in the first quarter, so I expect they will go to him just a little bit more.
Verhines with 4 points. Penetration and drop-down pass, and it's finished off. Lewistown doing a great job of getting some dribble penetration. It's Simpson that scores there.
And they cut down on Woodlawn's penetration at the same time with their zone. So somehow Woodlawn's going to have to keep the perimeters out of the lane.
Indians are staying packed in that zone here, Coach, it looks like.
Whenever you're playing zone, you hope they hit the first couple of shots, because if they do, it just keeps them to encourages them to keep shooting. You like them to be hot early and not so hot late.
Casey Hammond, right place, right time. Collects the air ball and flips it in for his points of the afternoon.
But you do have to rebound even when they miss shots.
No doubt about that. Hatfield's shot was blocked that time. Good defense there.
Shot was kind of a second afterthought and got it blocked.
Verhines got a piece of it. Hammond flipped it up with the left hand. Casey Hammond with a couple of baskets back to back. He's given his Cardinals a 2017 advantage.
Shooting it over and around the 6'9" hand is a pretty impressive move by Hammond.
Tough shot that time. It was contested. Simpson couldn't get it to go. Back on defense, though, is Scott Parrish. Hustled back for Lewistown, came away with a steal.
I know Coach Wetzel's got to be.
How about a three?
Coach Wetzel's got to be concerned with how easily the ball's getting in the lane defensively.
Zach Duncan knocks down the three to tie the game here, Cal. 20-20, just like that.
I like the spark that Lewistown's showing. They're attacking the basket. They're getting out quick on the break, and that's all an advantage to playing some zone.
Good defense by Quentin Hatfield. He just stood his ground against the bigger Kyle Bolt. Ball is out of bounds, and it's going to go to Lewistown. So it looks like the Indians took Woodlawn's first punch and have responded with their own to even the score here.
Right. It's still a filling out period, but there are going to have to be some defensive adjustments, and I think the first defensive adjustment that's so important is when Lewistown went zone.
Here's Parrish, top of the circle.
Even though they gave up a couple of threes.
Near steal that time with the overplay from Hammond. Boy, Burrows is guarded aggressively by Casey Hammonds. That's a really good matchup.
Hammonds is an outstanding defensive player, and he puts a lot of pressure on the ball.
Parrish had a shot blocked, but it went right to a teammate. He's going to get it back. Boy, Zach Riley was right in the right place for that one to keep the possession alive for Lewistown. Burrows tried to snap a pass down low to Simpson. Ball is out of bounds, and Lewistown's going to maintain possession. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Terrific basketball game here, Class 1A boys basketball state semifinals, all even. Woodlawn and Lewistown are tied at 20. Back with more after these local messages.
Apple's Bakery in Peoria has some of the best desserts your taste buds will ever sample. Go to their website, applesbakery.com, and order one of Apple's Core Care packages. They deliver to your door across the country. Apple's Bakery, Peoria.
We've had 5 ties and 3 lead changes here. Good competitive first quarter. Woodlawn and Lewistown are even at 20. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard, Lee Hall, and our IHSA Television Network crew here at Carver Arena. First Class 1A boys basketball state semifinal of the day. The winner of this game is going to advance to the state championship game tomorrow to play the winner of our second game between Anawan and Macon Meridian, which will follow this one immediately.
A real concern that Woodlawn has got to address is the dribble penetration and the ball on the interior. And the problem that Lewistown is going to have is to identify the shooters if they stay in their zone and not give any free ones.
Burrows reverse layup. Brent Burrows has given Lewistown the lead at 22-20.
Again, dribble it to the rim. It's a lot easier to score.
Burrows plays bigger than his 5'11" frame. He's been terrific here in this first quarter and a half. So Luke Simmons in the game now for the Cardinals. Here's Hammond. Thought about the three, goes to the baseline, drives and scores, and he's been very aggressive here in the second quarter.
You really preach that you don't let the ball get to the basket against zone or man, but we're having a lot of dribble penetration right now. I think the kids are really quick and they're very adept with the ball.
Casey Hammonds with 6 points all in this second quarter. That's him with a defensive rebound now. Quickly back up the floor in transition. Here's Verhines. Attacks from the left, but he's fouled.
It's too bad the foul actually bailed the kid out because he was behind the backboard and Verhines was going to have trouble scoring with it. But again, aggressive move to the basket by Verhines.
Zach Duncan is going to be whistled for the foul. Kevin Battefeld, 6'3", 170-pound sophomore, comes in to replace Ian Simpson. Goes to the Lewistown bench. We're even at 22 as we approach the 3-minute mark left here in this opening half of play. Class 1A boys basketball state semifinals here at Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. Backdoor lob, Verhines had it rejected. Riley just smacked it right out of there. But we got a foul, it looks like a loose ball foul on the Indians. Nice body there, got his body on the contact.
It was a really good lob over the top, good timing on it. Verhines went up to shoot the basketball, Bronson did, and it was an excellent block.
I beg your pardon, we thought maybe there was a foul there, but it was just the ball's out of bounds, so Lewistown's going to come away with it.
There was a foul. 30 was called for pushing from behind.
There we go. Okay, it wasn't a foul on the block, it was a foul on the loose ball, trying to get it back for Woodlawn. Right. Ball is still loose on the floor. Burrows is going to try to go get it, but he's got a 10-second call. The Indians had a difficult time bringing that ball up the floor. They've turned it over.
So far, Woodlawn has really picked up their defensive pressure here in the last 2 minutes. Have an injury on the floor.
Luke Simmons is leaving the floor. He was pointing towards his throat. I don't know, maybe if he got kicked.
No, he landed on the floor and his head popped back is what it looked like.
Well, that's him going to the Woodlawn Cardinals bench. Woodlawn with the basketball. We're even at 22. Here's Hammond again. Works the baseline. Can't get it to finish, though.
He sure is strong to the basket.
Ripped down by Riley.
Seems like Hammond is really a key player for Woodlawn. As he's picked up his intensity, Woodlawn has played better.
Hatfield in traffic. Had a shot blocked, got it back. Still in traffic, couldn't get it to go. Drew contact. How about Quentin Hatfield just hanging with that play?
Well, you know, he leads the team in free throw attempts, over 200 attempts at the line, and he's really a hard-nosed guard. And 6'1", being the leading rebounder, I don't know how that's not a shot attempt, because he shot 3 of them. He had to be fouled on some of them.
Lee Hall, what you have for us?
Guys, I was in the Lewistown huddle, and Brad Hatfield talking about his zone defense. You've been talking a lot about that. He's talking to his players about communicating their rotations. He said, we can't just mind read. That's something we've talked about all year. They have to really communicate. And the other thing they're talking about is about closing out versus flying out and avoiding that penetration, the easy layups. Back to you.
Right, being out there when the kid catches the ball is much better than running at him. So they're making really good adjustments in their zone about getting out and covering the shooters more than they were early. A good coaching point by Coach Hatfield.
And this is his son Quentin to the free throw line. Team's leading scorer and leading rebounder. Split the free throws. Missed the second. Josh Wiggs in the game gets the defensive rebound for Woodlawn with a basketball and trailing the Indians by a point now. Casey Ham is with it. He's had a very active second quarter. Here's Verhines. Chase to the corner. This is his brother at the top. One Verhines to another. Dawson, the younger of the two, the sophomore guard, knocks down his first 3 of the game.
To beat a zone, you need to go into a zone and then back outside. And that time, the Verhines brothers did it nicely.
Jace Green is a cousin to the Verhines, so you've got all kinds of bloodlines on that Woodlawn starting 5.
Happens a lot in small towns, and that's what made Illinois basketball so neat.
As we approach a minute and a half left here in this opening half. We'll hear from both coaches at halftime. Brent Burrows missed the shot. Ball is controlled by Woodlawn now. Here comes Verhines back up the floor. Cardinals at 29-1. Their lone loss and overtime defeat to Cesar-Valier last month, early part of February. Ball is on the floor. Jugovic down there. How about the big fella going down on the floor to scoop up the loose ball, and now it's Brent Burrows. In transition, down with the left hand, can't finish. Back to get it on the defensive end is Bronson Verhines. Baseball pass, long pass ahead to Josh Wiggs, and he's hammered.
He may have been broken. You'll see here that it was just basket hanging after the play, and he was going to make sure he didn't get an easy basket.
Well, Josh Wiggs is 6'7", 195. Joseph Jugovic is 6'2", and let's say a little bit heavier.
That's a thin 195, though. He must have had some rocks in his pocket when he weighed.
Jugovic, I'm sorry, 6'7". I think I said. But when he's moving down the floor, you're going to feel it. Ian Simpson comes in now for Jugovic, who goes to the bench. Yeah, Jugovic at 6'9", 250. Yeah. Man, that's when
he's solid.
When he's coming down and he gets you, you feel it.
Yeah.
27-23, the Woodlawn advantage 4.
Weaving to look for an opening or hold for one.
Under a half minute to go here, first half. Burrows tried to slip the pass down, and it's picked off. Here's Casey Hammond now, back in the front court for Woodlawn. He's smart to wait for some teammates, and the Cardinals will hold for a final shot.
Yeah, that's a huge turnover. You can sometimes be too clever with the basketball. You fake out your post players.
Final seconds of this first half. Verhines, 18-footer, that's in. Dawson Verhines has given his team a 6-point lead at 29-23 as both teams head to the locker room. Dawson Verhines now with 7 points. And Lee Hall is standing by with the Woodlawn head coach.
Not ready yet.
Shane Witzel.
Shane. Coach, let's talk about the first half. You guys are shooting it awfully well. You got the last shot there before the buzzer.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the way we started the game. I felt like offensively we were getting the shots that we wanted to. We were able to get some things in transition, but I really felt like that we guarded pretty well interior. They got some size and athleticism in there, and it's important that we stop the dribble penetration. And they beat us baseline a few times, and we have to make sure that we don't give that up because they can get some easy baskets in there. But overall, I felt like we got into the flow of the game, and we started the game well, and that was important here today, is to get off to a good start here. So we're pretty pleased with where they're at. We still got a whole half to go, and we got to keep the pressure on.
Good luck second half, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, back after this on the IHSA TV network. It's Woodlawn, the 29-23 lead over Lewistown here at the half. Welcome to our National Association Realtors halftime show. The NAR wants you to know that home ownership is an investment in your future. When ready to buy or sell a home, contact a realtor, a member of the NAR. Lee Hall back with you at Carver Arena along with Roger Lowe. And pretty interesting first half, Roger. Woodlawn got off to the early start. Lewistown comes back, but then Woodlawn seemed to take a little bit of, they've got an edge here. They're up 6. It's not a huge lead, but they held for the last shot, and they made it, and they shot very well in the first half.
They've done a real good job, Lee, of pushing the ball, getting the ball down the floor, getting into their offensive floor before Lewistown set up. And I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you, because I thought Lewistown would be the team that would come out and jump early because they played here last year, had a little bit of experience, but been very impressed with Woodlawn's play in the first half.
And Coach Witzel talking about his defense there in the first half. They've done a pretty good job on Jugovic.
They've done a great job on him, keeping him off the boards. We talked before the game, he's got a big body, and if you can keep him off the boards, you've done a good job.
Let's talk about what you see Lewistown. They changed their defense there midway through the first half, went 2-3 zone. That seemed to surprise you a little bit, I think.
A little bit. Lewistown had such a great man-to-man defense last year. Coach Hatfield just does a great job with that, but ran into a 2-3 zone and got hurt a little bit. Green hit a couple threes on him in the first quarter, and I was a little surprised that they stayed in it. But right now, Woodlawn's shooting close to 50%. It's going to be difficult to catch if they keep shooting that way.
What did Lewistown do after they got down in that early hole? What did they do that allowed them to get back in this game, tie it, and take the lead actually for a moment?
Well, I thought Burrell's penetration was huge. Burrell's was able to get it into the teeth of defense and get some pretty easy shots for the guys underneath. Hammonds did a great job on him in the second quarter, however. Really kept him away from the basket and pushed him out a little bit more, which kept Lewistown's shots a little bit more difficult.
How do you like our perch here?
Well, this is pretty sweet, isn't it? We don't have to run as far as we did last year.
Bring the caterers in, boys. We are here at Tournament Central, Roger Lowe, Lee Hall, and we'll have more from Carver Arena after this local timeout. And welcome back to Carver Arena. We are at Tournament Central here, high above the playing floor. Welcome back to our National Association of Realtors halftime show. Lee Hall, Roger Lowe. We take a look at the Menards halftime stats brought to us by Menards. Save big money at Menards, and those numbers, a bit of a telling tale. Look at the good shooting percentage for Woodlawn.
They've had great shots at the basket. Lewistown's just got to do a better job of keeping them away, but the three-headed monsters really hurt them. Green and Verhines and Hammond, they've got to do a better job of finding out where they are on the floor.
The Indians just 1 of 8 behind the arc. Other than that, a lot of the numbers are similar. Turnovers about the same, points off turnovers. Not much edge there in any of those other categories.
No, not really, and that's why it's a close score. And I know we're going to talk about this a little bit later. There's a little bit of discrepancy in this score.
Yeah, 29-23 is what the scoreboard reads. Verhines with 7 to lead the way for Woodlawn. Green and Hammond with 6 each. Hatfield with 6. And 3 other Indians with 4. Not a lot of scoring for the Indians. What do they have to do second half? What adjustments would you say Brad Hatfield's making here at halftime?
Well, they've got to find the scorers. They've got to find those 3 kids that we talked about earlier. They got to know where they are. But again, I think Lewistown's experience is going to help them down the road. They're very, very well coached, as is Woodlawn. But I think they've just got to do a better job finding the 3 scorers from Woodlawn who really hurt them in the first half.
How about for the Cardinals?
How about those Cardinals?
Well, I mean, what would you do with them in the second half? Any changes there?
No, I tell you what, Hammonds has been a lot better player than I thought he was going to be, and Jay Screen with those 2 big threes in the first half. So they've been a 3-headed monster, as we talked about earlier. Right. But Hammonds has done a great job. Hammonds has been kind of an unsung hero.
Been an exciting first half, close ball game, just 6 points here at the half. Back with more from Carver Arena after this local timeout.
Okay. (29-23) our halftime score. Woodland leads Lewistown. Back here at Carver Arena, Kurt Pegler along with former Normal University High head coach Cal Hubbard. Let's take a look at some of the replays, some of the highlights that shaped our first half of action here in the first Class 1A boys basketball state semifinal. Again, a 6-point lead for Woodlawn, which comes in as the number 3 team in the state. However, initially Lewistown was doing a great job of penetrating the ball, weren't they?
Back cuts, penetration, swinging the basketball. The ball movement's been excellent for Lewistown, and they've been attacking the rim. They've been getting the ball inside to the big kid, as you see there, for an easy basket, and it's put pressure on the defense.
Jace Green knocked down a couple of those three, and that was
when Lewistown stopped and went to their zone, then Green got open a couple of times, and coach made some emphasis on trying to get out on the shooters and be there when they caught the ball. But I thought that in the first half, the thing that ignited was number 31. I've lost his name right now.
Casey Hammond.
Casey Hammond. He really did a nice job coming in, attacking the basket, making some plays, also moving the basketball, but making some defensive plays and putting defensive pressure on the perimeters, because that's the strength of Lewistown anyway, and you're going to need to put defensive pressure on.
Yeah, Roger Lowe mentioned that in our halftime analysis. He had a huge second quarter, and he's helped his team, the Woodlawn Cardinals, to a 6-point advantage. Back with third quarter action from Carver Arena after these network messages. (29-23) Woodlawn, a 6-point advantage over Lewistown as we get ready for third quarter action. Class 1A boys basketball state semifinals here at Carver Arena. The winner of this one on to the state championship game to meet either Macon Meridian or Anawan. They'll be playing in the state semifinal immediately following this one.
First 4 minutes of this half are going to be keys for both teams. What adjustments were made, how the players become more adept at adjusting to changes in defensive strategies and offensive strategy. I think Woodlawn's probably going to be a lot more relaxed in this half. They seemed really uptight in the first half, being their first appearance here. But I think it's going to be a good basketball game. We'll see what happens.
Both teams send their original starting fives on the floor to open this second half. That would be Jace Green, Bronson Verhines, Dawson Verhines, Casey Hammond, Kyle Bolt for Woodlawn. They're in the red. The white team of Lewistown, Scott Parrish, Quentin Hatfield, Brent Burrows, Ian Simpson, and Joseph Jugovic. And a turnover now.
Lewistown went back to man-to-man and forced a turnover right away.
Simpson knocks down a jump shot from the top of the circle.
With a good challenge on it, too. That was a really tough shot to hit.
Simpson now with 7 points to lead his team. He's brought the Indians back within 4. Verhines nearly turned it over. Again, a pair of Verhines brothers on the team. Bronson is 22, 24 is the younger of the two, Dawson. So that's Bronson, this senior, 6'5", 175 scoring.
The old hook shot, huh? Very nice creative move by Bronson once he got up into the air.
He has 6 points. His brother has 7. So the two Verhines boys have combined for 13 of their team's 31, and now a turnover.
Good defensive play by Bronson. He stepped into the lane and took the ball away.
Kyle Bolt, his outside jumper is in.
I'm just seeing a lot more confidence with Woodlawn just in the first couple of minutes. They just seem to be more relaxed and see if it leads to better play.
Second made field goal now for Bolt, 4 points. And an 8-point lead at 33-25 for Woodlawn. Jugovic down low, had a shot blocked. Verhein's got a piece of it. It's corralled by Hatfield, and he scores with the left hand.
Nice defensive play by Verhines. Lewiston stayed with it and got the basket.
Well, Quentin Hatfield is a guy that can score in many different ways. He scores from the inside, he scores from the outside. There he was down in the paint scoring with the left hand. He's got really a scorer's mentality.
He does. He likes to shoot the basketball, but he also does a nice job of playing off of his teammates, penetrating and finding other people when necessary. Real quick first step.
Nobody expected anything out of Lewistown. That's what the Indians have been saying all year, and yet here they are in the state Final Four, making their second consecutive trip to Carver Arena, and a chance now with a basketball to cut into this 6-point Woodlawn advantage.
Feels so good as a coach when things come together like they did.
Jugovic is fouled on the double team on the low block.
Come in under the radar.
Well, Brad Hatfield, there is a good shot at the Lewistown head coach. He joked with us yesterday. They weren't even on the radar, not under the radar. They weren't even on the radar. Most people, a lot of people didn't even have them getting out of their regional.
Coach Hatfield does such a great job of evaluating his players and seeing where people need to go, where they need to improve, and that's the biggest reason they're here, is because Coach did a good job of analyzing after losing four starters.
Well, he told us yesterday he saw a huge carryover from the summer in his team's attitude. You know, you make it to state, you get a 4th place trophy, you bring it back, you lose 4 out of those 5 starters, but he said they only played in a handful of summer tournaments. He didn't want to run his team ragged in the offseason, but he could really see a carryover in attitude, and his team was just determined to get back here and make an extension from what last year's team did.
But he did a really good job of making sure the kids understand how they needed to improve in their what their roles were. So his key in the summer was communication with his players.
Bronson Verhines guilty of the travel there. And so it's a 5-point lead for Woodlawn over Lewistown. And Lewistown walks the ball back up the floor. Here's Burrows. Now Parrish, lob down low. They've made a concerted effort to try to go down to Jugovic each trip down the floor here in this 3rd quarter.
The ball needs to be thrown a little bit higher, so he was catching that with the top of his head, but the idea is there. Get the ball to post and make them guard the post players.
And now Josh Wiggs, the 6'7" sophomore, is coming in, so obviously the Cardinals want to counter and put their big post player in.
There are a lot of different philosophies in basketball, but the one that I always adhere to is make them onerous inside, which will open up the outside. Today's game, a lot of times they say, see if you can't guard us at 3, and then we'll dump the ball inside. But I guess I'm too much old school. I like the way the inside's being established. What a great defensive play by Hammond.
Casey Hammond with the overplay and the steal. And so it's going to be Woodlawn's basketball. He has really played well. He was very quiet in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, now here in the third, he's really playing well.
He's got really good closing speed on defense. You can see how he can make up ground quickly with just a couple of steps. Got quick hands. He's getting in the right place defensively. Really good low post screen that allowed Verhines to get an easy shot at the free throw line. I think they're going to be looking to him offensively a little bit more in this half.
You can see that play develop so nicely. Verhines coming off the screen, catching it and shooting it. Now trying to answer on the other end is Simpson. It's rejected by Wiggs.
Oh, really good defensive play too.
Scott Parrish back playing center field, came away with the steal for Lewistown. They're attacking again. Simpson pump fake, floats it up, can't get it. It's going to be a held ball, and it's going to be a held ball possession in favor of the Indians. We've got a timeout on the floor. Woodlawn 35, Lewistown 28, 4:37 to go here, 3rd quarter. Back with more from Carver Arena after these messages and a word from our local stations.
35-28 our score here in the third quarter. The T-shirts here in the Lewistown crowd say, "We're back." And so are three of the seniors from last year's fourth place team. Clayton Hatfield is here. Tell me about seeing this team back here with your brother without you guys.
It's fun to watch. I mean, it's a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more nerve-wracking watching from the stands. Actually, I wasn't as nervous as a player.
Is it kind of? I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
Corey Bishop. I'm sorry, man. Is it a little bit bittersweet? I mean, would you like to be out there with those guys?
Yeah, I'd love to be out there, but I mean, I had my chance to go out there and play, so I'm glad they're getting theirs today.
Brian Flaherty, what happened with this team this year?
I have no idea. They came out of nowhere, and I'm glad they did. I'm excited to watch these guys play.
All right, thanks, guys. A little Lewistown tradition here now at Carver Arena. Like you said, Kurt, after 70 years of not making it to state, 2 years in a row.
And great to see the support from the alumni coming back. The Clayton Hatfields and Brian Flahertys and Corey Bishops of the world. Yeah, they're not on the team anymore, but they sure feel it.
They're always on the team.
That's true.
Successful high school teams, and just have a way of breeding that.
Verhines can't finish, and it's going to be a jump ball possession. The arrow will favor Woodlawn.
A little out of control by Verhines that time, and he lost control of the ball as he was going up, but he saw someone stepping up to take the charge, which Lewistown does a great job of getting in defensive position to take charges as the ball is going to the basket.
Shane Witzel, the Cardinals head coach, told us yesterday that the third quarter has been kind to his team all year, and they're showing it now. Nice floater in the lane for Bronson Verhines.
Well, they sure have a different attitude in the third quarter. I'm really impressed with the way they're really hit their flow.
Here's Simpson, catch and shoot, top of the circle. It's short. Quentin Hatfield gets an offensive rebound, and off the glass, tough shot around a double team.
That's a really tough shot inside. Seems like the defensive pressure is really picked up by Woodlawn this half, and has forced some poor decisions on Lewistown's part.
Hatfield, again, the leading scorer and leading rebounder for the Indians, showing both abilities there on that play. Ball is out of bounds. The Cardinals will maintain possession. Coming into the ball game now, Kyle Bolt and Luke Simmons for the Cardinals.
Looks like Coach Witzel substitutes according to the clock, how many minutes kids have played, trying to keep fresh legs on the floor.
Jugovic comes out of the game to catch a breather, and back in the game is the sophomore Zach Riley, who has played well here this afternoon.
Good cut. Had a chance inside. The movements and the cuts are so much crisper for Woodlawn than they were in the first half.
Wiggs with the offensive rebound there, coach. A nice pass down low. Couldn't finish the first time, but stayed with the play. Wiggs has given his team a nice lift off the bench with 6 points. Here's Burrows. He's been quiet since an active first quarter. Parrish. Now it's Hatfield. The Woodlawn Cardinals from down near Mount Vernon had a 200-mile bus trip up here to the game. Lewistown about 40 miles west of Peoria, a little bit closer. Hatfield hammered. He's going to get back to the free throw line.
What a great knack he has for coming up with the basketball and getting to the free throw line. He was in the middle of the trees, and he got his own miss and went back to the basket and drew the foul.
And so Hatfield back to the free throw line, and you've mentioned it on more than one occasion here, Coach. He gets to the free throw line. He made 17 of 22 foul shots in the victory over Barry Western for the sectional championship, a game in which he scored 30 points. We mentioned he's got a scorer's mentality. He can score inside, he can score outside, he scores from the floor, he scores from the line.
He plays like a little brother that got beat up a lot, and had to figure out a way to survive, and he just keeps scrapping and hanging in there. And
well, if that's the case, then his older brother Clayton, who's sitting in the stands here in the arena tonight, gets some of his
He does
credit.
get some credit. Yeah. I think younger brothers do have to take a little bit more heat than some.
Wiggs now at the top. His team with a 7-point lead. And the basketball as we approach the 2-minute mark left here, third quarter. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard, our IHSA Television Network crew with you. Lee Hall is roaming our sidelines, and we're glad you're alongside for state semifinal Friday. Winner here today is going to the state championship game. Here's Wiggs on the low block. Missed a shot.
That shuffle cut has really caused a problem for Lewistown.
A nice driving basket that time by Dawson Verhines. The play kept alive by an active Josh Wiggs.
Josh Wiggs has made a difference in there. He's gotten a few tips and a few putbacks, giving him a good inside presence.
And quick hands and a steal by Verhines, but the arrow favors Lewistown.
Woodlawn's gotten much more physical in the second half and are bodying up on people a little bit. And it's kind of frustrating for Hatfield especially, because he's the focus of their defense.
That's him on the low block. Now he's double teamed. Had the ball stripped. Ball is still on the floor. Bodies all over the place. It's scrummed out of there by Woodlawn, and now they've got numbers if they want it. Verhines to Wiggs, who walked.
Giving the ball to a big kid on the wing is not what you want. You got to know who you're passing the basketball to. That's not that kid's fault that he walked. It's the passer's issue. Always know where the pass is going.
A couple of subs going to come in the ball game for the Indians at the next whistle. Here's Hatfield down the lane, through contact, back to the free throw line.
Go figure. I like his aggressive nature. He just likes to take the ball to the basket. That he's at 6'1" and his team's leading rebounder from a guard position just shows he just has a good nose for the ball.
You can see 5 players at the scorer's table ready to check in here as Quentin Hatfield goes back to the free throw line. This is a young man that shot better than 200 free throws coming into the state tournament. 216 foul shots for a guard at 6'1".
He's a good shooter, though. I figured he would be shooting better than 68%.
Both coaches subbing here in the final minute 17 of this third quarter give his starters a breather before this fourth quarter.
You could just see the energy go out of both teams there in the last couple of minutes. So you want them fresh for the fourth quarter.
Hatfield makes the foul shots and leaves the game in favor of Zach Duncan, 6', 160 sophomore. Hatfield now the game's leading scorer with 13 points. He's made 5 out of his 6 free throws. 7-point Woodlawn lead, 41-34 the Cardinals with the basketball as we approach the 1-minute mark left here, third quarter. Verhines from the left side can't get it. Offensive rebound, blocked by Jugovic. Now it's Burrows quickly up the floor.
Give it.
He's got Parrish. He's going to take over the left hand. He's rejected by Wiggs, who came back defensively.
He had Parrish ahead of him and should have given the ball up to the player running ahead, and it would have been a basket. But you don't always know what you're going to do when you get in that situation.
Another look at that kind of crazy fast break here.
You can see how the turnover came and just get kicked out, but the play was made in the middle of the floor.
Hammond had his pocket picked, but right to Kyle Bolt. Well, both these teams do a great job of stepping in the passing lane. Very active hands.
Both are good defensive players, good defensive coaches. That's what they stress. Now Woodstock will hold for one, or a good one.
20 seconds to go, third quarter. Woodlawn wants timeout. Good timeout here called by Shane Witzel.
Different coaches do different things. Some want to score from a timeout. Some want to do it from the middle of the floor so the defense doesn't have a chance to change.
We remind you that coverage of this IHSA basketball tournament is sponsored by Walgreens and Zero Cal Water. Zero Cal Water, exclusively available at Walgreens, a proud sponsor of this IHSA network broadcast.
Zero Cal, I like that.
That's right up your alley,
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so
I've never found anything that's 0 calories.
We're still looking for
everything's
it,
a calorie when I eat it.
Well, let's talk about the final 16.9 seconds here. Cal, it's
what you're gonna try to see is they'll try to isolate Bronson Verhines, probably bring him out of the low post and either with a down screen or bring him across on the shuffle cut underneath. I'm not sure what Coach Witzel's standard play is, but he's got to play for this situation. He wanted to call a timeout to set it up from the sidelines.
And we remind you that immediately following the conclusion of this one, we've got semifinal number 2 between Anawan and Macon Meridian. The winner of this game will play in tomorrow's state championship game against the winner of our second state semifinal. We'll bring that action to you right here along the lines of the IHSA television network.
The key to this possession right now is get a shot, get a good shot. It doesn't have to be the shot you want that you've seen drawn up. But get a good shot, open, and don't leave any time for a second shot rebound, or give yourself a chance for a second shot rebound, but don't give up enough time for them to go to the other end and score.
Bolt will trigger, and it goes into Verhines. This is Dawson Verhines. 10 seconds to go, third quarter.
Make the move at 10.
And it's going to be a 5-second call, so a turnover.
That's a big mistake, but it didn't look like it was really pressured that well, so it's all a judgment call. Good break for Lewistown.
And so the Indians have an opportunity to score here in the final seconds of the quarter. Burrows in traffic, tried to slip the ball off to Jugovic. It's out of bounds. It's going to be Lewistown's basketball with 1.6 to go.
Enough time to get a shot off, but not very much time to make a dribble. So you got to catch it ready to shoot.
Josh Wiggs will come back in. He'll replace Kyle Bolt.
Most coaches have an out-of-bounds play that they can use where they get it. This will probably be something over the top to the big kid.
Wiggs got a hand on it.
Yeah.
Shot wouldn't have counted. Kevin Battenfield had a look at the basket, but no good. And we are through 3 quarters of play here at Carver Arena in the first Class 1A boys basketball state semifinal. Woodlawn by 7, 41-34. Back with a look at our third quarter stats brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Woodlawn 41, Lewistown 34.
You see that Woodlawn did a better job on the boards in the third quarter, and it was a pretty evenly played quarter overall. But because Lewistown was able to get to the free throw line, they were able to stay in the basketball game, and it's still a 7-point lead. It was a 6-point lead at half. Where the mistake at the end of the third quarter, at the end of the second quarter, where Lewistown turned the ball over and then gave up a shot. It was like a 4-point swing there, which has allowed for them to continue with their 6-point lead. This next couple of minutes is an important part of the game for Lewistown, especially. They're starting without the basketball, so they need to get a stop here, go down and get a score, and cut it under 5.
Lewistown's Quentin Hatfield, the leading scorer with 14 points. Dawson Verhines has 11 for Woodlawn, which opens the fourth quarter with a basketball and a 7-point lead. Here's Hammond. Now Verhines and Hammond again. Works the baseline, penetration, kick out. Chase Green gives it up now to the top. It's Verhines again. This is his older brother, Bronson. Cardinals can afford to be very selective.
They need to get the shot that they want, not the one that's open, with the person they want to shoot it. Big possession. Patience is a key for Woodlawn.
Making their first ever appearance at state. They had a nice third quarter, a 12-point third quarter, and lead this game by 7.
Good defensive pressure by Lewistown, too. They're not seeing any openings. Now coach is making a call from the bench. Low penetration.
Hammond couldn't finish. Offensive rebound, though. Bronson Verhines and scored with the left hand.
Bronson was in the right place at the right time because Jugovic was in a good position, just didn't react to the basketball.
10 points now for Bronson Verhines. His younger brother Dawson has 11, so the two brothers have combined for 21 of their team's 43 points, and now a travel violation against the Indians, and Brad Hatfield immediately calls timeout.
Just slid his pivot foot. Big turnover.
So we'll step aside. 6:32 to go here in regulation. Back with more from Carver Arena after these messages and a word from our local stations. And here is a look at our Walgreens Picture Perfect moment. Walgreens, a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right Good Sportsmanship campaign. And they start them young, don't they, Coach?
That the way they become players. Get in the gym early.
Bring them to the gym and when they're 1 year old.
That's right. Bring them to the gym. Get that feeling. I think that the defensive pressure and the game pressure has definitely caused some mistakes in that third quarter that we hadn't been seeing in the first half. I think right now a key possession for Lewistown defensively is to try to get a stop here and not let this game get to 10 points.
The Lewistown Indians have won 10 straight games since losing a game to Elmwood back on the 6th of February. But they need some work here in the final 6 minutes of this one.
Really out of control, taking the ball to the basket and trying to shoot it over a 6'9" guy with a 9-point lead probably isn't what Coach Shane Witzel drew up. But
got a backcourt foul here on Casey Hammond.
Casey just got a little over aggressive on the attack of the basket, and a lot of times that leads to a foul. You know you made a mistake and you try to make up for it.
Burrows brings the ball up the floor for the Indians, again trying to carve into this 43-34 Woodlawn lead. The Woodlawn Cardinals at 29-1, ranked number 3 in the state coming in. Jugovic offensive rebound.
Good job of closing by Jugovic, getting their second shot basket, but again, it's Hatfield taking the ball to the basket. He is able to penetrate when he needs to.
7 points and 6 rebounds now for Jugovic. Good hands that time by Burrows as he knocked that intended pass away. 5:37 mark left. Shane Witzel trying to get that clock to just move faster and faster. Neither of these two teams have ever played in a state championship game. One of them will be able to say they're going to play for a title tomorrow.
Still got 5 minutes of tough basketball before anybody's going to have to worry about tomorrow.
Lob to Verhines from Bolt, couldn't finish though.
Got his legs caught up on the weak side and wasn't able to get any lift, but
it was a nice
the play was there. Play was there.
Hatfield lost the ball on the floor, and it's scrummed out of there by Kyle Bolt, but we've got a whistle.
When you're a 6-foot post player, the ball goes on the floor, you better come up with it, and that's what he did. He dove for the ball and came up with it, got an extra possession for his team by Bolt.
Hatfield picks up the foul. That's his first. Now Bolt leaves in favor of Josh Wiggs for the Cardinals. We're also seeing Kevin Battefeld enter the game now for Lewistown.
Woodlawn, the past 3 possessions of this quarter have made sure that they're patient on the offensive end. There's not any more running and gunning and attacking in a hurry. So Lewistown's going to have to hold their own defensively and not foul.
Reach-in foul on Scott Parrish.
Of course, they do have fouls to give. You got to get them close to the bonus, so it was probably a smart foul and probably called for by coach. So it's been a very clean game so far.
I agree.
Both teams are playing well. Both teams are just guarding and doing a very good job on the defensive end.
And now we're under 5 minutes to go here in regulation. This is Green. He's fouled from behind. So the foul's starting to pile up now in Lewistown. That's going to go against Hatfield again. His second. Second right here in about the last 45 seconds. Well, the Cardinals have the basketball and the lead here at 43-36.
Good motion and cutting back up underneath. Hammond with the ball again, was able to get inside, and that penetration led to basket.
Looks like that foul is going to be again on Quentin Hatfield.
Real good foul by Hatfield. He kept from giving up the layup, so he gave it up for the team.
Hatfield with his third foul will step aside. 4:38 to go here, fourth quarter. Woodlawn 43, Lewistown 36. Back with more from Peoria after these network messages. Great history in the state of Illinois in 102 years of playing high school basketball. You see the all-time wins list. This is a national list. Team out of Bennett, Tennessee with better than 2,000 wins, but then look at the middll three there. Centralia, Collinsville, Quincy. Coach, that's a pretty good threesome there, and they're all from the state of Illinois, right?
All quality programs for many years.
Ashland, Kentucky, Blazer High School, they're also in the top 5. So when you talk about quality programs in high school basketball from coast to coast, the conversation in the land of Lincoln is always there.
Yes, basketball has been very strong for many years.
Lee Hall, what you have for us?
Just sitting in the Woodlawn huddle, guys. Shane Witzel reminding his team that Lewistown's going to maybe try and play a little bit more physical here. They want to try and get in the bonus, so they're going to maybe foul a little bit. Just reminding his team to be strong with the basketball here in the final 4 minutes of the game.
Casey Hammond is on the floor. He took a hard fall after penetration there and a kick out.
He doesn't have any regard for his body. He's throwing it around all day. He landed flat.
We'll get another look here.
You see where he got the dribble penetration. He got up in the air with nothing to do with it, and he was able to somehow throw the ball across so that he was able to keep possession. But he was in a no-win situation.
Now a foul on the inbounds there. Scott Parrish guilty of that foul. You saw a quick stat there about the rebounds, which have been about the same. 26 rebounds for Woodlawn, 24 for Lewistown. And yesterday, Brad Hatfield told us throughout the course of the season in practice, he would challenge his guys and say, who's ever going to rebound is going to play Friday night.
Yes. Who rebounds plays, and who guards plays.
This team has done it all year, and they've hung right with Woodlawn here this afternoon.
The defensive pressure has really been picked up by Lewistown, but it doesn't look like Woodlawn's interested in shooting. And then when they do finally take a shot, they get the second shot.
Huge offensive rebound for Jace Green. And again, the Cardinals will spread the floor.
I know I'd be shooting free throws and layups right now. But coaches' philosophies have changed.
Here's Hammond, picked from behind for Burrows, but he got it back. And now it's loose and picked up by Quentin Hatfield. Spins, drew contact, flipped it up with the left hand, couldn't get it. Ball is on the floor. Jace Green may have traveled. No, he called timeout evidently.
That was a no call on the shot and on the charge. So I think when in doubt, let him play.
And so the timeout is going to be charged to Woodlawn.
Yeah, to Woodlawn. To keep possession, they were on the floor and they called the timeout.
So we've got 3:24 left to go here. And what's going on in both of these huddles right now, Cal?
Well, because of the no shot right there, the timeout was made so that Woodlawn kept possession. But there's going to have to be some trapping by Lewistown on the offensive end and a little gambling on the defensive end. Not so much. You just leave your big kid in the lane and you have your other kids going out and scrapping and either trying to draw the foul to put them at the free throw line if they can't get a steal. And they've really caused Woodlawn some problems because Woodlawn's struggling a little bit handling the ball under the pressure. So you don't want to totally sell out and double team and be running crazy and give up easy baskets. But I think what Coach Hatfield right now is trying to do is we've got to get the ball back. We've got to get stops. And the only way we're going to get stops is to get them in a tough defensive position by trapping.
Both teams, by the way, with 9 turnovers. We mentioned how aggressively they've played defensively on both ends, and certainly there's been some ball pressure here. We've seen some great shots in the crowd. Both of these teams have red as their primary color, so we're seeing a lot of fans in red in the Lewistown corner, a lot of fans in red in the Woodlawn corner here, and they have brought a bunch.
More high schools' colors are red than any other color in the nation.
Well, the Woodlawn Cardinals hoping to punch a ticket to their first ever state championship game. They're 3 minutes and 15 seconds away from that. However, there's still some basketball to be played. It's just a 7-point game. Here's Verhines, and he scores.
That was a good job of seeing the opening and taking it all the way to the basket.
Burrows tries to answer for Lewistown. He does, high off the glass.
What happened on the previous possession is the big kid was taken out of the game, and no one had lane responsibility.
And a foul quickly by Scott Parrish. Burrows with his first points in the second half on that last layup. And that's the third foul now against Parrish. Get a good look there at Brad Hatfield. 7 seasons at Lewistown, 132 wins and 73 losses. You count his days at Newman, Piatone, and KZ Westfield. He's been in this business 16 years, better than 275 wins.
Now it's the bonus. Lewistown's hoping for a miss, and obviously Woodlawn's going to have to make free throws to keep their lead.
It becomes a foul shooting exhibition now for Woodlawn. And this is why at the end of practice, when everybody's winded and you've been running wind sprints, you shoot free throws, right, Coach?
Yes. It sure is a lot different, though, when you're shooting them in the gym all alone or with your team than you are in Carver Arena, with the backgrounds different and everything else. It takes a lot of poise to step up and hit them. But that looked pretty easy, didn't it?
Dawson Verhines made both those free throws.
They are free throws, so they're supposed to be hit, but other factors do come in sometimes.
That's not always the case. Burrows penetrates, flipped it up, and scored again. So he's got back-to-back baskets in traffic. And now off the inbounds in the backcourt. Here's Verhines. Burrows trying to get from behind. He may have got a piece of the ball, but probably got a piece of the hand as well.
Woodlawn seems to be susceptible to pressure on the ball. Their dribble skills, they either take it to the basket or they're looking shaky. So I think they're used to taking their time and making things happen on the offensive end, but Lewistown's pressure is having some effect.
And now it's the other Verhines to the free throw line. Bronson is a 76% free throw shooter, 83 of 110 coming into the state tournament. Described by his head coach as versatile, multiple positions. He was the starting point guard last year, and then halfway through the season, his younger brother Dawson took over the reins, and that allowed Bronson then to move to the two-guard position and be able to attack the rim from different angles.
I think that was a key to the team being where it is right now, is being able to move Bronson off the point.
And so Dawson took over the duties as a freshman, and now in his second year as a sophomore now has his team 2 minutes and 18 seconds away from a berth in the state finals. Casey Hammond ahead of the pack, left hand, missed the shot, but out of bounds. Quentin Hatfield came down with a rebound, but he stepped on the end line.
He's just running so hard to catch up with it. This is just a release on an out of bounds play, and missed the layup. Working so hard to get there for the rebound, you're just flying through the air, and Quentin couldn't quite come down with the ball.
Verhines is fouled way out at the top of the circle.
If you'll notice, the Verhines are the ones that are touching the ball right now because they're the best free throw shooters. Very good job by Woodlawn of going to their best free throw shooters, knowing they're going to be put at the line.
Well, Bronson Verhines has been the man all year long for Woodlawn, the leading scorer in 12 games. He had a pair of 22-point games earlier this year. He's also the team's leading rebounder, so you're right. In crunch time, he's going to have his fingertips on the basketball.
It's a tough hill right now, but with a three-point shot, it's still all things are possible. You see,
looks like Quentin Hatfield's hobbling. He's favoring one foot over another.
That's not good.
He waved off. He was asked whether or not he was in need of a whistle. He said he's
timeout.
okay, but now Brad Hatfield wants timeout.
Timeout, give him a chance to recover.
So we've got 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Woodlawn is enjoying its largest lead of the game at 11, 51-40. And don't forget, immediately following the conclusion of this one, we'll bring you Class A boys basketball state semifinal number 2. The Anawan Braves and the Macon Meridian Hawks will play for a right to go to the state championship game.
Coach in the Woodlawn huddle right now, Coach Woodsole, is trying to get his kids to not foul, keep them from penetrating. If they do penetrate, you almost let them go to the basket rather than foul and stop the clock. You don't want Woodlawn does not want Lewistown to get any scores with the shot with the clock stopped. Lewistown, on the other hand, they're going to have to attack the basket, force the action, make sure they're getting shots, and then extend their pressure to try to keep Woodland from getting over half court before there's a foul.
Sometimes statistics can lie. You can see that Woodlawn's shooting percentage has actually gone down from the first half to the second half. Lewistown's percentage has gone up from the first half to the second half. However, it's the Cardinals of Woodlawn that have increased their lead.
But Lewistown's also had more turnovers, so that would cause your shooting percentage to go up. You're not getting as many shots.
And don't forget, our Country Financial three-point showdown and slam dunk contest follows this game. It's in between this game and the second state semifinal between Anawan and Macon Meridian. So we're going to see some high flyers coming in here and some excellent three-point shooters after this one is over in the final 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Here's Hatfield now. Going one-on-one with Verhines, lost the dribble, now gives it up to Burrows. Those are the two three-point threats. Although Duncan can shoot it, he missed it. Offensive rebound, Simpson keeps it alive.
You really don't need threes right now. You need a quick score, whatever it is.
Parrish, tough shot.
Go to your strength, get the short jump shot. You got to have pressure.
Now Scott Parrish, one of just two seniors on this roster, the other one being Burrows, knocks down that jumper. Now we've got 92 seconds to go in this one, and another foul against the Indians.
I think Coach Hatfield wanted to foul anybody but the Verhines brothers, so good job of waiting until it got into someone else's hands before the foul was made.
Jay Screen is a good free throw shooter.
He's an awful good shooter.
74%, 61 of 82 coming into the season. We mentioned that he is a cousin to the Verhines.
Looks like the whole family can shoot, huh?
Yeah, well, there's probably a driveway out there, and
somewhere's got a basket.
There's some games of free throws and horse going on in that neighborhood, that's for sure.
I'm betting you the Jones Open pretty much all the time, too.
Somebody's got a key, right?
That's right. Somehow you get into that school and you shoot.
Both free throws made by Jay Screen. The lead is back to 11 at 53-42. Burrows missed the shot. Saved nicely, but right into the hands of Bolt. Good effort that time.
Scramble time. Got to have a quick foul. Quick foul.
And the Cardinals are spreading the floor, and their fans are on their feet. They are sensing a berth in the state championship game tomorrow. Foul on Hatfield will be his fourth. Back to the free throw line goes Verhines, and there's that Woodlawn crowd. They made that 220-mile journey from the southern part of the state, just west of Mount Vernon. The Cardinals making their first ever trip to state.
It's pretty sweet the first time. And you can sure see the red and white turned out, can't you? On both sides.
Yeah, we kind of even joked with Brad Hatfield yesterday, the Lewistown head coach, about maybe this trip being a little more satisfying than last year's trip because he had the seniors and he had the team built around it last year. But he said, you know what? It's awfully sweet the first time. It never gets old. That first time. And we got a foul in the backcourt against Lewistown. 53 seconds away.
I think the strength of Lewistown, the strength of Woodlawn taking the ball to the basket, and their defensive pressure definitely paid off for them in the long run. I also think they're a little deeper.
We're going to see Jordan Wareheim check in for the Cardinals, and now Brad Hatville's going to chance to get some of his bench players in. It's always nice to see the guys that work hard during the regular season getting a chance to taste the state floor. So both teams are bringing in some of their reserve players. Nice round of applause in both corners of Carver Arena. The fan bases are located opposite one another. One's in the northeast corner, one's in the southwest corner. A little more cheering going on in the Woodlawn section, as you might imagine, with a 13-point lead and 53 seconds away from a berth in the state championship game. And Jay Screen made the second one, and he'll leave. And we're seeing some more of the players come in, some reserve players, and a nice round of applause. The starting five coming off the floor for Shane Witzel's Woodlawn Cardinals.
Good fourth quarter by Woodlawn. Played very conservative with the basketball. Now some kids get a chance to play, get on the board.
Tyler Clear is the one that's running the show now from the point. This is Carl Parrish now for Lewistown. Tough shot from Trevor Schubert. 6'4" junior scoring. Gets his name in the scorebook. Under a half minute to go here. 12-point Woodlawn lead. Final seconds of the first state semifinal. Wiggs down low under the basket. He's fouled. So Josh Wiggs is going to go to the free throw line. That'll give an opportunity for Lewistown to send Matt Sepich in the game.
I think Wiggs' substitution in the first half was really a key for Woodland. He was able to offset Jugovic a little bit, and he did do a nice job. He got a couple of putbacks, and when he came in the basketball game. So I think that was a key part. But I do think that Lewistown did a really good job of exploring the inside early.
Now, Wiggs has been a big part of this team, as we mentioned, just a sophomore, but 17 points to lead his team in a victory over Altamont in the sectional semifinal. One of the reasons why his team made it to Peoria and will play on the final game of the season for the biggest trophy out there, the Class 1A state championship. 1.9 to go here. Woodlawn will improve to 30-1 on the season. Lewistown's Indians will be 25-8. They'll play for third place tomorrow. And the Woodlawn Cardinals of Shane Witzel, a 12-point victory in the state semifinal. They'll play for a state title tomorrow. That game tomorrow will be about 1:45, 12:45 here at Carver Arena. Both teams showing sportsmanship and shaking hands here. Disappointing, no doubt, for Lewistown, but they still have a chance to bring home a third place trophy with a performance tomorrow.
You know, the relaxation is you are going to get a trophy once you get to Peoria now, but I thought Woodlawn showed a lot of resilience. Second half they came out with a little different purpose, a little more relaxed. They were pretty uptight early. So the game ended up going their way, but I don't think it was an easy road for them. Lewistown fought them all the way.
Lee Hall's been working hard on our sidelines, and he's got the winning coach and the player of the game. Lee, take it away.
All right, Kurt, not working as hard as this guy, Shane Witzel. Congratulations. Your team took very good care of the basketball, shot it well. You win by 12.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you much. That was really important for us to take care of the ball, and really pleased with the way we hit our 1-and-1s down the stretch and shot free throws really well and got off to a fast start at halftime. But more importantly, I felt like we really guarded well. They have very good dribble penetration. They got some quick kids, and they got some athletic people inside. Of course, their big guy, he's hard to control once he gets the ball deep, and he's hard to keep off the glass. But we made some big shots when we needed to, and the free throws there at the end were huge.
Good luck to you tomorrow, Coach. Appreciate it. All right, Bronson Verhines is our Country Financial Player of the Game. 16 points, 10 rebounds. It sounds like there's an airplane going off in here, Bronson. Tell me about your game today and what you thought was key for you.
Well, we just came out. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's awesome playing here. So we were just trying to keep the nerves in, try to keep our composure in the first half a little bit, and eventually the shots would start falling, and they did. And it was just a lot of fun playing here. I can't believe it.
Tell me about playing for a state championship tomorrow. That's got to be unbelievable too.
It doesn't even seem real. You're here, and you wake up in the morning. You're like, I'm in Peoria. I'm here playing for the state, and it's an unbelievable thing. And I'm trying to take it all in right now.
All right, good luck to you, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, Bronson Verhines, our Country Financial Player of the Game. They've got a sign on the outside of town, guys. In Woodlawn, it says, "Last person to leave for Peoria, turn out the lights." Everybody's here, and they like what they saw today, guys.
They're having a good state weekend, aren't they? 16 points for Bronson Verhines, 14 points for his younger brother Dawson. The two Verhines boys combined for 30 of their team's 56, and a 56-44 victory. Kurt Pegler, Cal Hubbard back with you. Let's take a look at our final statistics brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Well, the rebounds went Woodlawn's way in the second half. They were able to control the boards a little bit better. They also took very good care of the basketball, got good shot opportunities. Once they had the 6-7 point lead in the fourth quarter, they backed it back out, did a good job of evaluating, getting free throws, and getting to the line and making their free throws.
And you see that Jace Green added 10 points for Woodlawn. Quentin Hatfield, the leading scorer for the Lewistown Indians, with 14. Brent Burrows chipped in 8, and a couple of their teammates, Ian Simpson and Joseph Jugovic, with 7 points apiece. Again, the final score 56-44. So let's take a look at some of the highlights which shaped this basketball game. Again, a 12-point victory for Woodlawn.
Good job of penetrating by Verhines, and made the little scoop hook, which got the roll. You see him also flashing to the high post and getting a shot there. And I think they went to him more offensively in the second, third, and fourth quarters, where he was pretty quiet in the first quarter. But he didn't force anything, and he did a really nice job, and definitely was the player of the game on the offensive end.
Woodlawn did a really nice job of spreading the floor. Obviously, in the fourth quarter, they were able to get some layups, as you're seeing right there. And really their strategy worked well. They had that big third quarter like we talked about, then had the lead and protected it in the fourth quarter.
They did a nice job of playing with the lead and took care of the basketball. I don't think they had any turnovers in that period of time. That they did get to the free throw line and made them.
Well, they talk about balance. 3 players in double figures, and they have punched a ticket to the state championship game tomorrow, their first ever appearance in the state championship. You've been there before. What a feeling that is to know that you're going to sleep tonight and wake up and play for a state title tomorrow.
Yes, and they will play much more relaxed tomorrow than they did today. The first half they were a little uptight, and now to have a chance to play for the state championship, you can hear just by Bronson talking how big a deal this is for him and his school, and it's a neat experience.
Anawan and Macon Meridian will play for the other state berth. But before we get to that state semifinal, we've got some three-point shooting and some slam dunking to take care of. Lee Hall, you're on the floor.
All right, Kurt, thanks a lot. Yeah, we're going to start off with the 1A three-point shoot-off here. And we got 4 young men here who advanced from the 32 qualifiers who made it to state last night. Only 4 remain. Derek Back of Patoka, Joe Lewis from Waltonville, Tony Probst from Dietrich, and Nathan Kohler from Weathersfield. So these 4 guys, here's the deal. They get 3 racks of 5 basketballs each. They get 45 seconds. The black line is the high school three-point line. And that's the job before them. One of them will be 1A champion, and that young man will return next week for the King of the Hill competition against the other 3 classes. Derek Back, 6-foot senior from Patoka, will start things off. Home of the Warriors. He's coached by Joe Eddy. They were 20-11 and lost in the regional to Woodlawn. So they're probably pulling for the Cardinals this weekend. Derek made 10 last night. His high is 12 out of 15 in competition. Pretty nice stroke for the senior. Makes 3 of his first 5. He qualified for the three-point shootout as a freshman and sophomore. 1,741 career points for Derek Back. All conference, all area. He's an all-conference catcher as well in baseball, so you know he's smart. Catchers are always the smartest guys on the field. Don't let the pitchers tell you any different. He's got 7. That one gets the roll for 8. 4 all-tournament teams this year for Derek Back. He wants to go to college and go into nursing. There's 10. He makes 10 out of 15. That's a pretty darn good number. Pretty darn good start there for Derek Back. He matches the 10 he made here last night and is our clubhouse leader. 10 for Derek Back. Nice shooting, brother. All right. Rich Piacek, our coordinator, directs him to midcourt where he will await the outcome. Joseph Lewis, 6'4" junior from Waltonville, the home of the Spartans, will shoot next. Joe, I said Joe or Joseph? Either one's fine, he said. 10 last night. He made 13 in competition earlier on the way to state. That's outstanding, 13 out of 15. 17 points a game for Joe Lewis from Waltonville. Also not far from Woodlawn. Mike Denault is his head coach. They were 19 and 10 this year. That's 3. Now 4. And 5. 5 out of the first 10, so he needs to make all 5 to tie Derek Back. 2-time all-conference for Joseph Lewis. 2-time special mention IBCA All-State. There's 7. And he makes 9. So he made 4 of his last 5. That's still pretty good shooting there by Joseph Lewis. All right. He won't win, but he's got to be proud of himself pulling it out there and making 4 of his last 5 to make 9. 9 out of 15. That's pretty solid. Tony Probst is up next. He's a 6'6" junior from Dietrich, home of the Movin' Maroons. Tony's 6'6" junior. Jamie Van Syak, his head coach. They were 20 and 9 and made it to the regional title game this year. Tony's got a pretty sweet touch for a big fella. It's just like a free throw for him out there. Look at that. He didn't even come off the ground hardly. He made 12 of 15 last night. He makes 4 of his first 5 here. It's a silence. Falls over the crowd. They know he's a good shooter. It is. It's just a free throw for him. That's not fair. He uses that size to his advantage. Sectional championship round as a sophomore in the three-point shootout. He's an honor roll student and also runs cross country. There's 9. This one for the tie. So pretty solid round for Tony Probst, but he won't advance with 9. Congratulations to him for making it this far. That's pretty impressive out of the state to be in the Final Four. And now a big hand. Oh, the Anawan fans, also members of the Lincoln Trail Conference, they give a big hand to our friend Nathan Kohler from Kewanee Wethersfield. Nathan, a 6'1" senior. He made 13 last night out of 15. He's first-team All-Stater and was the three-point champion as a freshman. So he knows what it takes as he strokes his first 4 of his first 5. 23 points a game for the first-team All-Stater. Jeff Parsons, his coach, the Flying Geese of Wethersfield, 17 and 13 this year. 7 out of his first 10. 3 to tie. There's 1. There's 2. 2,040 career points. There's the tie for the win. Oh, and we're going to go to a shootout. Oh, he looked at me and didn't believe me. We're going to have a shootout between the 2 guys in green. Well, they're school colors, green and gold for Derek, green and white for Nathan. Nathan kind of looked at me when I said we're going to shoot out, and I don't think he was aware that Derek made 10 as well. Nathan thought he had it. But we're going to shoot now. We're going to have a little warm-up session here from the corners. They will each shoot 10 basketballs, 5 from each corner, 1 rack in each corner. All comes down to this. Kids have been shooting for the last 3 weeks from all over the state of Illinois, beginning at regionals, moving on to sectionals. 4 young men advanced from yesterday's round of 32. Derek Back and Nathan Kohler, 10 basketballs for the 1A three-point championship. We'll have the slam dunk competition coming up following this here in between games. The 2A, or check that, the 1A semifinal coming up next between Macon Meridian and Anawan here on the IHSA TV network. And we're talking about Nathan Kohler. He was the champion, the three-point champion as a freshman. I said, I wrote down the year and I thought, I can't believe that. And he's like, yeah, I feel pretty old. He's a senior and he feels pretty old. Cry me a river, buddy. All right, Nathan Kohler, Derek Back, just about ready to go here. We'll hear from the winner coming up next, and our thanks to Country Financial for sponsoring this three-point showdown here, as they've done for the last couple of weekends with the girls. We were in Normal for the girls three-point showdown, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, and now here we are with the boys again this week. And just the beginning of things here in Peoria. We've got 2A basketball here tonight, 3A and 4A championship basketball next weekend, part of America's original March Madness. Derek Back of Patoka, getting things all in a row here. 10 basketballs, 5 in each corner. He made. Hey, I'm working here. You guys leave me alone. You're not working. You're sitting there with a funny shirt on. All right. Derek Back from the corner makes his first. We mentioned all conference, all area, 1,700 career points for the 6-foot senior. And he makes just 2 of his first 5. Needs to heat it up here. Great rotation, great follow through for Derek Back. He's got 4. This one for 50%, and he makes it. So 5 of 10. That's not bad. Let's see what Nathan Kohler has up his sleeve now in this shootout. He needs 5 to tie, 6 to win it. He scored 47 points in a game earlier this year. That is a school record for Wethersfield. 2,040 career points, a Kewanee Wethersfield career record. And I think that is one of the classier things I've seen. The Anawan fans are on their feet for one of their rival players here. All that stuff goes by the boards here. It's all about unity from the conference here this afternoon. 4 of his first 5, all he needs is 1 to tie. 2 for the win. Well, that's still, he needs 1 to tie. He needs this one to tie. No! Oh, 4 of his first 5 and then shut out in the final rack. So Derek Back of Patoka is our 1A 3-point champion. Congratulations to Derek Back as we get ready to hand out the plaques here. Keith Wilkin of Country Financial from Breeze, Illinois is our presenting agent today from Country Financial. Our thanks to Country Financial. We'll hear from him as well. And talk to Derek Back here, our 3-point champion for Class 1A. Derek, let's get a word with you here real quick. Congratulations, man. You went to a shootout and you really pulled it out there.
Thank you.
Tell me about how it felt out there today. It's a little bit different when this house is full, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
Hey, Nathan.
It's nervous.
What do you think about? Do you think when you shoot, do you concentrate on any one thing? Do you concentrate on follow-through? Or what are you thinking out there, or are you not thinking?
Not really thinking.
He's on autopilot. Congratulations. We'll see you here for the King of the Hill next week.
Thank you.
All right, Derek Back is our champion. Oh, my gosh. And Keith Wilkin is here again. And, boy, I forgot their name.
Olivia, Elise, and
Brendan. And don't forget Mrs. Wilkin.
Julie, my wife.
Yeah, Julie's hiding over there. Tell me about Country Financial's commitment to the IHSA, to high school basketball. I know you're committed personally coaching junior high basketball yourself.
Basketball, we had a fun year this year. I think we finished up 20-7, but yeah, Country's been involved in this for a long time, and it's a great event, a lot of fun. You know, family event. I think that's more what Country's part of. You know, with families.
You guys have a song you want to sing or anything?
No.
Which one are you?
Olivia.
And which one are you?
Elise.
You guys don't know any songs or anything? All right. Well, we'll let you go then. You look pretty though. Thanks a lot. Thanks to Country Financial, Keith. We appreciate it. All right. Now we're going to show a little eye candy here. These are the guys that deliver airmail. Our slam dunk competition now for Class 1A. And don't be fooled by the small school. These guys can get up and get it done. Congratulations to Derek Back of Patoka. He'll be back next week for the King of the Hill competition in Class 1. Actually, it'll be all classes competing next weekend. Here we've got the slam dunkers. They advanced last night, and they're all palling around in the tunnel and before the end of the ball game, and now they're kind of encouraging each other. There's a camaraderie here. It's a competition, but there's a certain level of camaraderie. We've got Dylan Burton from Girard, Zach Wood from Southeastern High School in Augusta, Ethan Kaler of Midland High School, and Dominique Warnsley from Warrensburg-Latham. Dylan will get things started. 6'4" junior from Girard, home of the Big Red. They'll get 45 seconds, and our judges are standing by on the sideline to write down their votes and compile the numbers here as we come up with a 1A slam dunk champion. Dylan Burton, 21 points a game and a nice start. It's very key to make your dunks. It's nice to have the showy stuff, but in this competition, you got to make them too. That's key. You can't very well advance and win if you don't make them. TJ Wilson is his coach. The Big Red went 19-11, made it to the regional semifinals. And he gets a second one. That was just a make-me right there. He's got 16 seconds. All tournament in Macoupin the last 2 years, all tourney at New Berlin this year. He has a 6-year-old brother, Caden, who's watching at home. Hello, Caden. You got some growing to do, buddy, so you can match your brother here. One last chance here. At the buzzer for Dylan Burton. Our first dunker. 31 for Dylan Burton. 31 is the number to beat, and we will go to Zach Wood. Southeastern High School in Augusta. They've got a basketball tradition. Their girls won Class A state championship a few years back. That is a layup, but not a dunk for Zach Wood, 6'4" senior. The Suns went 18-10 under Bruce Bonas this year, and a little no-looker there. Zach, 10 points per game. He was third here a year ago. Oh, nice little reverse two-hander for Zach Wood. We mentioned that they deliver airmail. He's going to the Air Force Academy. I said, do you want to fly the big birds? He said, well, we'll see what happens. Take it as it goes. That would be an awesome career. Wants to go into business management. Here we go. Big finish, 2 basketballs. Neither one of them went in, though. It was a nice effort for Zach Wood. He's a member of the FFA, the FBLA, the NHS, the HR, the Honor Roll. He's the president of the Future Business Leaders of America. That's FBLA. I didn't know what that one was. I didn't catch his number there. How many points for 37 for Zach Wood? Thanks, Rich Piacek. Oh, a little chin-up action from Ethan Kaler of Midland High School. Timberwolves went 19-9 this year under Joe Mintus. Ethan averaged 17.5 points per game. Oh, a little spinning one-hander, no good. They're so easy to make when there's nobody watching. Number 1 in his class, Ethan Kaler. That's going to be tough. Yeah. 5.463 grade point average on a 5.0 scale. That's getting it done. Nice dunk there. All-state honorable mention. Special mention as a junior, IBCA. We'll check with the judges here. And a 40 for Ethan Kaler. 40 for Ethan Kaler. Ethan is our clubhouse leader here. And we go now to Dominique Warnsley from Warrensburg-Latham. Oh, that was sweet if it would have gone. Warrensburg-Latham finished third here at state a year ago. And Dominique averaged 13 points a game in those 2 ball games here at Carver Arena. 19-9 this year, all-state honorable mention. As he had to avoid our camera guy there. 1,000 point club and the assist award this year, so he can shoot it and he can give it up if he has to. 10 seconds left for Dominique Warnsley, MVP of the St. Teresa tournament in 07. He was the MVP of the Kissley Gym shootout this year. Little windmill, didn't go. And congratulations to all 4 of these young men and the other 28 who made it here last night. And it's going to be Ethan Kaler of Midland High School, not too far from Carver Arena. Pretty close competition here in 1A. Ethan Kaler, congratulations. 40 points was enough to get it done.
Thanks, Lee.
How tough is it to go out there and do this with all these people watching?
It's really different, but it's a lot of fun.
All right, we'll practice up. We'll see you back here next week for the King of the Hill.
All right, thanks, Lee.
All right, you bet. Ethan Kaler, congratulations, our slam dunk champion here in Class 1A. We've got plenty more coming your way here on the IHSA TV network. 2A basketball tonight, but first, the 1A semifinal coming up next between Macon Meridian and Anawan. Back after this network timeout.